everybody, it's Angie with Painting with Fibromyalgia. We're going to be getting started soon. Welcome. Welcome everybody who has not painted with me before and who has not chatted with us before. How are you doing? I hope you hear me well. You know me, talking with no sound. How's everybody doing? Let's see, who's here? Jennifer, Tina, Gina. Hi. All right, while you talk, I'm going to get started painting my background. I'm just going to spritz it a little bit with some water. Just a fine spray. Oh, you know what? This is Plan B. I put something else in there, so I'm just going to paint it with some water. And I know people will tell you never do that, but I'm not soaking it. I'm just putting a little water on here because I didn't do it earlier. And a lot of times I will put some water on it and then dab it off just to get rid of whatever residue they put on there. So if you're painting with me and you haven't done your background, you can go ahead and do that. Just enough to get it. All right. So it's not such a resistance. There we go. Hi, Jira. All right. Now, yellow ochre. Uh-oh. I'm missing one of my main colors. Just a second. I'm going to look for that yellow ochre that I bought. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I don't have it. What we picked up. Oh, here we go. All right, I'm back. So here's our palette right here. George's yellow ochre, I know. He just bought some for me, but I don't think it ever made it out of the bag. Fortunately, I didn't run completely out. Obviously, I use it a lot, and I think I use it a lot for backgrounds. Okay, that was kind of scary. I was going to say part 2 might be part 1. Yeah, we have fun. It's nice getting together once in a while. And you know, we had skipped 1 month completely. It was strange to me. I have my little rags. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I have more of the yellow ochre than I have the titanium white. I think I'm going to need more than this. And I still have a little water on my brush, which is okay because it's dry in here. So I know it's not going to hurt anything. All right. This is just, you know what, it's not really going to do much except provide a nice surface to paint our background on with. Our true background for the painting. This is just to make the surface nicer to paint on, and you could kind of see what I'm doing as well, which is nice. So I'm just throwing some paint on here. That's all. I tend to get a little bit darker toward the bottom, but it doesn't really matter, like I said, because this is not going to be the color that shows. I believe that yellow ochre tends to make the other colors pop when you paint over it. It just brings them out in a different way than white underneath. I'm already needing more white. Yeah, it's dry here because of the heat. You know, when the heat's on, and I had the heat on full blast because my house was cold, and I got a little carried away. I think I turned it down a little bit. Moving kind of fast for you guys. So if you decide to paint, you have time to catch up. Yes, just have fun. You know, part of painting with fibromyalgia is getting rid of that perfectionism that I believe most of us tend to have. And I think a lot of these things that we have contribute to having fibromyalgia in the first place. This need to just drive ourselves forward. And drive ourselves forward in the way of perfection, which we will never meet now. So I think that wears on you, and the part of my philosophy for painting with fibromyalgia is to get rid of that tendency to try to achieve some sort of perfection, even in our painting. Now, if we were doing very realistic painting, which I don't as a group, you know, yeah, you might need to be a little bit precise, you know. If you're painting a portrait, you might need to be a little precise. But if you're painting what we choose to paint, you have a little leeway where you can have fun with it, and it doesn't have to be so precise. I'm making, I'm like, really, I don't know why this thing is hitting against here. It must not be, talk about imperfection. This canvas must have some imperfection in it too, a little bend in it too, because it must not be laying flat. That's for sure.
Sherry just showed up.
Hi, Sherry. Are you painting with us? So, George is helping me. He's watching the chat for me, so I don't miss anybody. I really appreciate that. Oh, I'm flinging paint everywhere. What in the world? I'm using a smaller brush than I usually... Oh, you should see what I just did. You should see the mess I just made. What in the world? Oh boy. I might have to disappear for a second and change my clothes.
That bad?
It's that bad. But I could do it super, super duper fast. I'm just going to put this on here first so it'll have a chance to dry. Yeah, I really got myself good. Sure did. A little more titanium white. A little bit more.
Everybody said hi.
Tell George said hi. A little more yellow ochre. I might have to switch seats. Oh boy. I'm still getting it everywhere. What in the world did I do? It's so funny because I talk about perfectionism and avoiding perfectionism when we paint together. Well, I have this thing about getting paint on myself and getting messy. And so it's like, okay, practice what you preach. I always get busted like that.
Tell everybody I said hi. George
said hi.
Been getting highs.
I'm going to flip this around so I can get the top. And just do this top corner here. Let me see how it's looking. Okay. Just going to do this top corner. Whoa, boy. Yeah, this must have a bend in it or something. I mean, it is really hitting more than usual. All right. Okay, I think that's enough to give me a little something to work with. All right. Talk amongst yourselves. I dumped paint on myself. I'll be right back.
Oh, you really did, didn't you?
I did. I just want to throw this in the sink. That was really bad. I can't have I can't have a paint party without a snag. Okay, I'm back. That was something. All right, if you'd have seen me, it looked like I purposely painted my pants. Oh, I like that. Jennifer says, I heard this phrase that I like, perfection is the enemy of creativity. Yes, perfectionism especially. Because perfection is, if you get what you achieve, what you're striving for in a way. But perfectionism is when it's gone to the point of sickness. All right. Okay, so, yes. No, I actually, should I say this or is this TMI? I didn't empty out my bath water. I jumped in and I'm like, you know, this bath water is still clean because I took my bath so fast. So I didn't empty it out. I was going to warm it up and get back in after I'm done. The pants went into the bath water because I didn't want them ruined. Okay. TMI, I know. All right, so I'm putting some phthalo blue on here. I wonder how many people are painting with the smaller size canvas. That's a curiosity. I'm going to put phthalo blue in a couple spots in case I need it. Just a little dab.
Bonnie says hello.
Bonnie, hi. Oh, Bonnie, I'm so glad you're feeling better. You're able to join us. Recovering from all the surgery and everything. So hopefully you'll be feeling good more often. All right, so that's ultramarine blue, and I made my little dabs on purpose. You don't have to waste all your paint. But I have this big canvas, and I'm going to be using those colors in different areas. So, and then, okay, so that is ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, and I want to put some Quinaridone Magenta down there. Quinaridone Magenta. I know it's a pretty big glob, but I'll be mixing that up too. And some more titanium white. And I'll put some titanium white here. I'll put a little bit there. Just giving myself some areas to work with. 10 centimeter by 10 centimeters. So that's about a 20 inch by 20 inch, I think. Magnetic canvas. Takes very little paint. Magnetic canvas. I have to check that out. I think that's a new one on me. All right. So, I love my angle brushes. I think I'm going to use one, a big one. This is a giant size one, number 12 according to this manufacturer. And I'm going to be using this in like bigger swatches in the background. So the background I'm going to be doing first. And the background's going to have some dark colors, like some dark, oh, I forgot my cad yellow. Some dark green here, green here, some green underneath. I'm going to have some phthalo blue in some areas, a dark blue, you know, almost like a navy blue in some areas, some purple up at the top. And I'm going to make my own purple. I'll show you how. And I need some cad yellow because it's hard to get green without my cad yellow. Now, that's going to be, if you're painting with me for the first time. Jennifer, are you painting for who's painting for the first time? Oh, 16 by 20. Okay. 4-inch squares equal. Oh, come on. Don't do math with me. I can't do math. Kind of make me do math. Okay. So, boy, I have to relax from drowning in paint. Let's see, I'll use this one. Get my rags back together. Okay, so I'm going to be putting some very dark green or blue in the corners, okay? And then I'm going to start lightening up just a little bit as we go, as we get a little more toward the middle of the painting, okay? So this is my phthalo blue. I'm going to mix a little phthalo blue with a little ultramarine blue, and I'm going to put it down here. All right, and then just a touch of the yellow. Now, if you're painting for the first time, don't plop down in the middle of the yellow. Just grab a little bit of yellow off the edge to make yourself some green. And this is a really, really dark green. So I have the really dark green. It's almost a blue green. I'm going to put this in the corners here, up here. Not at the bottom. The bottom is special. So save the bottom of the canvas. But I'm going to put some greens here. So I'm switching my brush. I almost said fork. I must still be hungry. I'm putting some greens here, this really dark green here, okay? Now, tad yellow, just a tad more yellow into it while it's still wet. I'm putting a little tad yellow in here just to give it a little lighter color, okay? While it's still wet. And
Yvonne's in.
Huh?
Someone named Yvonne just came up.
Welcome. Oh, Yvonne. That's how you spell Yvonne.
Oh, it is?
Welcome. I'm going to use this same color over here in this area. Get a little closer. Whoop, whoop. Let me see what I did to it here. Might have moved the canvas. I'm checking. Okay. I need to dip a little bit more water because my paint's not moving. And I'm going to do that again. A little phthalo blue, a little ultramarine blue. I have my phthalo 2 at the top, and I have my ultramarine blue at the bottom. And a tad of yellow. And I'm just mixing this again together. And I'm going to go up here and do the same thing up here. But I want a little bit more blue. I'm going to go into my ultramarine blue. I want a little bit more blue. I don't want it to be matchy-matchy. And you see how I'm just really roughly, while it's still wet. Oh, I put some green in there. While it's still wet, I'm going up here. Because I didn't clean my brush off. So you're going to see these change colors a little bit. Okay. And let's see. I want a little bit of a blue. I'm going to add a touch of white. You see how that lightened that blue up some? I'm going to put this up here. Now let me know if I'm going too fast and I'm not explaining, but my brush was still not cleaned off, and that helps blend it. And I want to go fast because I don't want it to dry up on me. So I'm going to go a little bit more into this blue that I have with the white. And come over here. Now, if it starts to dry, leave it alone. We can always come back to it, okay? If it starts to dry, you could leave it alone. I'm going to come over here. I want a darker color, so I'm going to add a little quinacridone to it because it just got too light. So I took my quinacridone magenta and added to this bluish color, okay?
Yvonne wants to know what brand of brush that is.
I will put it in the description, because if I tell you, they are going to, YouTube is going to think that I am favoring a brand and the whole copyright thing.
Oh, Leanne says she can't stay.
Leanne can't stay? Okay, Leanne. It's a different time of day for Leanne. Thanks for joining us. I don't see her on here. I must have passed that up already.
Oh.
Thanks for joining us, Leanne. Oh, it says hi, Leanne, like she just got there. Oh, you just got here, but you can't stay. I see. I get it. All right. So that's like a dark purple because I added that quinacridone to that, I believe that was phthalo blue that I had down here. But I added some quinacridone to it, and I just want some different colors. Now I'm going to add a little yellow and another little bit of blue. Okay. And I have my green back. I think this is ultramarine blue, and that's phthalo blue. But anyway, it doesn't matter because I just wanted dark colors. Okay. So I just wanted dark colors. Let's see what I have. And this is really dark right here, so I think I'm going to go down here. Okay. Uh-oh. I'm going to rinse my brush off. I touched that white. I didn't want to do that. It changes everything. I'm going to rinse my brush off. And while that's getting wet, I'm going to put in the description large number 12 or size 12 angle brush. And happens to be what? Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see now. Uh-oh. Okay. So that was a number 12 angle brush, but it's probably like the biggest angle brush you could find practically when you look for the brushes. All right, so don't do that. I don't want gray, okay? I'm going to take some of this blue here, and I'm going to take some of the yellow. I'm going to make it a dark green, a little more yellow. Here's a dark green, and I'm putting it over here. Okay. Okay, so here's my and I'm purposely saving some areas for a different color. So here's my yellow, here's my blue, here's my green. And I'm putting this one here. Okay. Now, I'm going to wash my brush off because there's something else I'd like to do. I'd like to put two more colors in here. I'm going to switch brushes. It doesn't really matter. See what brush I'm using? I usually use this brush. This is just a little hardware store brush, 1-inch brush that I typically put my first coat on with. So if it works, but it's stiff enough. And I'm going to use this to put my purples in, okay? So my purple is a combination of phthalo blue. I made a mess out of my blues. Phthalo blue right there. And Quinaridone magenta. That's going to be my purple, okay? So I'm wetting my brush. Having fun. Thanks. Okay, so my phthalo blue, and I'm going to touch my Quinaridone magenta. Oh, that was a big touch. And I'm putting them together. And I have a really dark purple here. Okay. Now, I didn't mean to take this spot up, but it's not really part of it's wet. So I'm going to go over here in these areas where I really didn't. That's probably dry by now. I don't want to keep going over it. I'm going to come down here. Okay, let's see. Phthalo. And magenta. Phthalo and magenta. And see, it gives a dark purple. It's looking kind of a hot mess right now, but don't worry, it's going to get prettier. And as it dries, we'll be able to go over some of these colors again, okay? I'd like to put some more lighter greens in some of these spots, all right? I have to switch out my water. My water is used up.
Yvonne wants to know what the size of the canvas looks big.
This is a 16 by 20. But it looks really nice on a, what was that?
11 by 14.
11 by 14. It looks really nice on 11 by 14 too. I need you to, this isn't the one I'm trying to get rid of. This is the one I'm trying to get rid of. I need you to take that out for me.
What do you want me to do? Dump it?
Yeah.
And then bring it back.
Bring me back a fresh, if you don't mind. All right. Now, see this Phthalo blue and Quinaridone magenta? I'm going to use this down here, but I'm going to add white to it. Phthalo blue, Quinaridone magenta, and white. I need more. Phthalo blue. All right, and it gives me a purple color. Add a little bit more white. It gives a really pretty color. I'm just letting that dry up there, okay? We'll play with that some more later. I don't want to keep taking my color off. All right, so this is a really pretty, a little bit more phthalo, a little bit more Quinaridone magenta. And see that pretty color right there? I'm going to flip my canvas just so that I can get it a little nicer on the edges and put this purpley color on the bottom. This is going to be the bottom. But I like to do things that make it easier on my body. So I flip the canvas as I need to. In this case, it really matters because I want this to show. So it's phthalo blue, Quinaridone magenta, and white. And I'm putting this down here. Phthalo blue, Quinaridone magenta, and white. And I'm going to go up here just a little bit on this side. Okay. Now my colors are getting a little bit more blended together and muted because those have had a chance to dry. Now I'm going to switch it back. Okay. I had a little bit more blue in here. I'm going to put some blue in here because this has had a chance to dry. I'm going to put a little blue in there. I'm going to darken that blue up with some Quinaridone magenta. Which means I need to switch this out. I need another sheet on top. Do you see on the table right there?
Yeah.
Do you see the blank sheets? I have these backwards. Do you see the blank sheets?
You just want a sheet of paper?
The big ones like this? Yeah, thanks. And then this one, because I still have some paint on here. This can go over there on that little rack over there. Thanks. Okay. Good thing Georgia's here. All right. Splotch hand in the paint. You know what? I already did the paint thing. I already did the splotchy thing. All right. So where was I? So now I'm going to make some greens again. I'm going to put some phthalo blue Rinse my brush off a little bit. And some cad yellow. All right. And I have a real brush. And now I'm going to bring them together a little bit and blend them because these have had a chance to dry. So this is when it's going to get pretty and muted. If you're doing it wet, blending them on wet, that's fine. But once it starts to dry, then you have to switch over and let it dry completely. Otherwise, you're going to lift the paint off. So now I'm going to do my phthalo green, phthalo blue, and my yellow. And make this green here. And I'm going to go back up here. And see? And put that color down. See, now I could do that without worrying about, and you see how it's kind of blending together? I don't have to worry about it getting tacky because it's already dry. Get enough on my brush like that. And it has a little blue on here, that's fine. It's kind of what I want. And bringing it back together. Okay. I want a little blue on here, a little more blue. And I'm going to go over this part. A little more blue. Go over this part. Okay. All right. Now it's starting to blend. I'm going up here, get a little more blue. It has some green in it, which is fine. And then I want a little more yellow in it. And I want a touch of white in it, just a touch of white, because it'll give it a little bit of a turquoisey color. So just a touch of white.
Jennifer says she loves the combo of blue, green, and purple.
Oh, I love that too. It looks a mess on here right now, but okay. And then I'm gonna come down here. I want a little white in it. Phthalo blue, yellow, and white. All right. And then I want to this my okay. There it is. I'm like, I'm not getting my color I want. Okay, so I just needed to add a little more phthalo blue. And then here, I'm throwing in some more of that. It has more of a turquoisey look.
Bonnie likes the color.
Yeah, it's getting there. There it is. I'm like, where's my color? Where is it? How come it's not coming through? Okay, now it's coming through. All right, and this part's not going to matter as much because this is going to be flour. So it really doesn't matter as much. You know what? This room is too dry.
Yvonne says, I haven't any magenta.
Oh, Quinaridone?
Purple work?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Lighten it up with some white. Straight dioxanine purple would be okay for certain spots where I have a real dark purple. Where I have the light purple, lighten it up with some white. That's perfectly fine. This room is just too dry. Like, woo. And I definitely want more of the dark. Where am I losing my stuff? Oh, definitely want some more phthalo blue down here. This is still wet, so it's okay that I go over it. I wanted to darken this up. And you'll see why in a little bit. Okay, so I wanted to darken that up. And I'm purposely going down here with it a little. Okay. And this was a little too. Okay. And then I need just some straight phthalo blue for over here. Oh, this room. Could you turn the heat down, please, babe?
Okay.
This place is it's just so dry. My paints, like, they're not giving me a chance to do anything. Okay. And just play around. I'm just playing around here in my too dry room. Okay. Now I want my phthalo blue, my white, and my Quinaridone Magenta. How's it going for you guys? Is it going okay? Too big a canvas. Yeah, you have to wait. You have to wait unless you want to use your blow dryer. But what I do is I work on so many areas at a time. But I have this heat on, and mine is drying, but mine is doing the opposite. Mine is drying too fast. But I have I just had George turn down the heat a little bit. Because I'm like using all my paint trying to keep it going. And I'm like, what is going on? And the last time that happened to me, I was doing some clouds. And I'm like, my clouds are like doing some crazy things. And a lot of it is the dryness in the air. Either it's too dry or it's too humid or something. One of the two. Need some more quinacridone and some more white. And that's not how you do that, but I knew I needed a lot of white. And I need some more quinacridone. And I should be good. That's not quinacridone. I looked at that, I was like, woo, that was not quinacridone. Big difference if you're trying to make a purple. It cannot be alizarin red, that's for sure. Okay, there's my quinacridone. All right, so see, isn't that a pretty purple? That's a really pretty purple. So this is dry. I'm just going to go up here, just make some swishes. Just make some swishes like that. Okay. Okay. And then over here, just making some swishes. And then over here. Okay. So it starts to get muted looking. It starts to blend together a little nicer eventually. The more coats you put on, the more it starts to blend. And then it starts looking really pretty for the background. Okay. All right. And then later down here, we're going to be doing something else down here, and you will get it. You'll get it. You'll get the idea. I just threw a little bit of blue in here on purpose. Okay. All right. So you either work with it while it's wet or you work with it while it's dry, but don't work with it while it's shiny and it's in between. All right, or you'll start having some problems. If it sticks and it gets funny and it starts coming off, it's okay. Just leave it, come back to it later. All right? Okay. So that's that. That's the background. I like the way that looks. That's it. That's the background. And it looks terrible on my monitor, but it looks pretty in person. Okay. Bonnie says it helps to take a break while it dries and stretch and get a break. Beverage. Yes, Bonnie knows my speeches. Move around some while it dries. Then you don't get sore from staying in the wrong position for too long. Yes, that's exactly why I don't use a blow dryer. What Bonnie said. So that's why I don't use a blow dryer. I say, you know what? While it's drying, go use the bathroom, go get a drink of water. Okay? All right. And that's another reason why it's good to paint free like this, because it keeps you from getting so stuck and drawn into the painting that you don't move. All right. This looks pretty like scary looking right now, but later you will see it come to life. You'll see it come to life. Now, what we could do is make the rest of it a part B. The next time, come back and we'll start on the leaves and the flowers and turning this purple part into water. Would you like to do that? Let me know. Give me some feedback. I have about a 15-second delay. And let me know what you want to do. Do you want to come back and start on the next part when we come back? Yeah, now it's starting to look, the shine is going away. It's starting to look like it looks in person. And I'll wait until you tell me what you want me to do. How much time has passed so far? What is this? 7:47? Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, I think we should make the other one a part B because it is 7:47 on my clock. And that means we will have been here for almost an hour. Okay, let's do that. Let's make a part B. And if we make a part B, I get to catch up with the chat. I get to be nosy and see what you guys are talking about. Oh. All right. Either is good for me. Either is good. Indeed, part 2. Okay, we're going to make it part 2. That way, now you know the colors, you know the gist of what we're doing. And if you wanted to, you could you start on yours and catch up, because I'm going to leave this up as a video. And then when we come back, you could be ready to start the flower with us. Let me see. Is that what I did? I didn't stick my... Oh, goodness. Gina, were you able to keep up? Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up. Did I scare Gina away? I get a little crazy. I think I scared her away. Oh, Sherry, you're there? Hi, Sherry. Let me see. Who else? Yvonne, Bonnie. Wow, we have a nice sized group this time. Okay, here are you. Oh, somewhat. It's awfully dark. It's supposed to be very dark. This on my screen looks even lighter than it looks in real life. It's really muted. It's dark. That's okay. The flower is going to pop. It's going to look awesome. Yes. Okay. So, I kind of want to see it. If you want to put up on the group, you want to put your work in progress, I'd love to see them. All right. If you want to. I'm going to let mine dry. It might be a good idea to let it dry because it just doesn't look, the same when it's wet. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, Gina. If you were able to keep up a little bit, I'm surprised. This is your first painting. And this is not the easiest painting for a first painting. All right. Okay, guys. What did Sherry say? I have to get up and wash hands, wash off, and use 3 times the stretch. Yes, you have to move around. All right. And there was something else I was going to tell you guys, but I can't remember. There was another tip I was going to give you, but it's gone. I should have written myself a little note. But anyway, go ahead and save this. When you come back, I'm going to leave it up. It might take a little while to process when I'm gone, so give it a little while to process. Some people back it up before I go away. They go ahead and bring it back to the start before I go away. So if you want to do that, that's good because we're kind of ending it anyway. And we're going to be using the same colors. You know, not so many colors, but just keep your colors out. So, and then we don't have to wait for a Saturday. Those of you who are painting, we could decide. We could even do it a weekday. So let me know in the group. Anybody else watching that's joined us for the first time, thank you for coming. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and share, and hit the little bell. And I'll see you in a little while. All right. Thanks a lot. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks for coming. See you later. Bye. Don't forget to read the description. The description will give you the brushes I use, well, not the name brands, but the brush sizes and all of that stuff and the colors and all that. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.